Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. So today I'm gonna need your help because you're gonna be involved in a decision, a pretty big decision I have to make. This video is not detailing related. However, it will have an impact on the channel because you're likely gonna see the results of it on the channel. You're gonna help me select my new vehicle. So as you guys know, if you've been following the channel, I like to get a new car every 3 years. And behind me sits my 2021 Porsche 911 Turbo S. I've been in love with the car since day one. It's been an absolute blast. And yeah, it's in gorgeous aventurine green color. I know a lot of you guys commented on how awesome the color looks. It's understated. It's still sleek, yet that kind of gentleman spec kind of thing. And so, yeah, the performance has been insane. We measured a 0 to 60 miles per hour time, or roughly 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.3 seconds. I also pulled the quarter mile time, my best ever of 10.1 seconds at 138 miles an hour. I typically average 10.2, 10.1, 135 to 138 miles per hour. So this is in line with what I've seen from one of my favorite channels for car reviews, Car Wow with Matt Watson. So he often does drag racing, and they pulled 10.2, 10.1, so I know they're legit. I got the same numbers in the best conditions, so that was pretty awesome. Obviously, the next vehicle will not be as quick as this. I mean, there's not that many cars in production that are quicker than that, really. Perhaps Tesla Plaid, the over 1,000 horsepower electric version, the Ferrari SF90, but it's a select group. So this basically has hypercar numbers for acceleration. So I had my fix for speed of acceleration, so I am not looking for that necessarily, but the future car still has to have a good balance of performance. I like a little bit of luxury, and also I need all-wheel drive because I drive this vehicle, or all my cars, 365 days a year, so which includes the harsh Canadian winters. Yes, believe it or not, it's been through Canadian winters. Absolutely, a car is meant to be driven and enjoyed. That's my philosophy. It's not made to be a garage queen. And I wash the car anyways twice weekly. You guys know how obsessed I am with keeping it in perfect condition, so people can't even tell that it's been through winter. It's just glowing right now. And so yeah, every 3 years I get a brand new car. So in spring of 2024, so late March or early April, that's when I want to get the car, because I want to start the good season properly right after winter months and enjoy the vehicle. And I'm filming this just before the winter of 2023, so I'll be giving you 7 choices. I've kind of narrowed it down to what I think could potentially be my next vehicle, but I also want you guys to drop a comment in the comment section. Which one would you select? And if maybe there is a vehicle that's not in my top 7 list that I should definitely look into, something again that has a good balance of performance, of luxury. I need it to be a 365 day a year car, so it could be practical. I'm for the first time ever going to be looking potentially into an SUV. I'm open to that now, so it doesn't have to be a car, because in my life I've done sedans, I've done sport coupes, I've done high performance vehicles, and so on and so forth. So yeah, if there's any vehicle that you think I should definitely put on my short list, let me know. Also, yeah, we're still in a period that vehicles are going to be very difficult to source and locate. We're not to a point yet where you can just go into a dealership and order a vehicle. This, for example, are very hard to get at Porsche. So the Turbo S and GT models, there's still upwards of 2 years on a waiting list to get one. You have to have a good relationship with the dealership. So this one here, I was 3 years actually on the waiting list for this one. So it took a very long time. It was a childhood dream come true. Let me give you first a little bit of a quick rundown of the cars that I had previous to this. Let's go back maybe a decade, not ever since I was a young kid. I have that in another video about my life story if you want to see all the vehicles that I've owned. But in 2013, I got the Audi S5. That was the first time they launched it with the supercharged 3-liter V6. That was incredible. In 2015, I got a BMW 435i xDrive Grand Coupe. That was also pretty awesome. Then in 2018, I got a BMW M550i with a twin turbo V8. That was kind of a detuned version of the M5, a bit more comfort and luxury than the M5. The suspension wasn't as harsh, so it was a good choice for me back then. And so, yeah, here we are, 2021. I got the Porsche 911 Turbo S. If you haven't seen, by the way, me taking delivery of that vehicle, it was an emotional moment that I shared with my brother and my girlfriend. It was in COVID days, so they were wearing masks. But the unveiling was absolutely amazing. So go check that video out. A lifetime of hard work, good decisions, dedication, and just pure passion led to all of that. What would I be looking for the next vehicle? So not in any particular order, because I still have to go to a car show or two. Ideally, January, we have the Montreal Car Show that I'd like to attend to be able to further narrow it down. If possible, I don't think test drives will be possible because the majority of these vehicles are specialty cars or rare cars, so they don't necessarily have them in stock. But I'd maybe like to go to the dealerships and have a look, at least if they have a similar model available, and kind of get a feel for a vehicle. I like to kind of do that to narrow the choices down. So yeah, again, in no particular order, number one would be 2024 Mercedes AMG G63, also known as the G-Wagon, but the top dog with the handcrafted 4-liter twin turbo V8 engine. That one pushes out 577 horsepower or 627 pounds-feet of torque. By the way, the numbers I'm quoting are for North America, USA, and Canada. Sometimes they use different metrics in Europe or other countries, so keep that in mind. I'll also give the quoted 0 to 100 kilometers per hour speeds, or the roughly equivalent to the 0 to 60 miles per hour times. So for the G63 or the G-Wagon, we're looking at a 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4.5 seconds. So still pretty quick. It's a handcrafted engine, as you know, with most AMG models out there. I think it just looks badass. There's something very utilitarian about it. I mean, they pretty much kept the same shape for decades and decades, just perfecting it or tweaking it a bit, right? Like the design of the 911. Since the 1960s, the design language hasn't changed that much or that dramatically, right? They just keep on tweaking. So it's more, every new model is an evolution rather than a revolution. And so, yeah, that would be an SUV that would be on my short list. I just think it looks pretty manly. I had the chance to drive one in an event in Arizona in 2018. We had a bunch of supercars at that event, and they had a G-Wagon as well at a detailing event. So that was pretty fun. And I remember just hearing that V8 roar, that rumble. There's no replacement for displacement, but also I just like V8 sounds. They sound pretty awesome. So number two, I would be looking at the newly redesigned or refreshed 2024 Porsche Cayenne in coupe form. And that would be the S model with, they reintroduced the V8 for that one. So it's a 4-liter twin turbo V8 engine, 468 horsepower, 442 pound-feet of torque. On that one, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour or 0 to 60 miles an hour in roughly 4.7 seconds. So still pretty quick. You get the refinement, you get the Porsche quality, which I fell in love with. Paint is second to none. The assembly, the fit and finish, the materials, just the overall balance of performance, luxury. You feel like a businessman driving that vehicle. It just really speaks volumes to me. And I like all the refreshes they did, including the interior on the new 2024 models. So they have more of a modern approach. They took a lot of keys from the key design points from the Taycan, which is their electric vehicle. So it feels more modern. They updated, of course, the bumpers, the front fascia, the rear fascia, the lighting scheme in the back. Now you get the 3D lettering with the Porsche, just like I have on my 911 Turbo S right here. So yeah, just a better, newer, refreshed version. Apparently the air ride suspension, the optional one, is very good. And so they released a Turbo E hybrid, but they don't have the availabilities yet. So I doubt it will be available for when I'm looking for my vehicle. I would have liked a GTS model, but there's none on the horizon for now. So I guess that will be for 2025 or the end of 2024. Again, after the time where I take delivery, and the Turbo GT is just impossible to get. It's years of waiting once again on a waiting list. So it would be the probably the S model with a V8 if I would go the Porsche Cayenne route. I've really enjoyed my experience with Porsche. Again, reliability, one of the best in the world, alongside Toyota and Lexus, as you guys know, for the car lovers out there. And yeah, I think that would be a great one. The fact that they reintroduced the V8 in the S model and above, I think is good. I like that V8 rumble in the Porsche Cayenne of the old days. So the number three choice, is the 2024 Ferrari Portofino. So that's their SUV, all-wheel drive. It's a 715 horsepower and 528 pound-feet of torque from a 6.5 liter naturally aspirated V12 engine. It's a dying breed, right? Those big displacement V12s. And so that's pretty cool. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, 0 to 60 quoted in roughly 3.2 seconds. But the issue is I found out through Ferrari dealerships that we're still looking at 2 to 3 years on a waiting list. Who knows what can be done, but yeah, I just think the Portofino is such a good thing. They increased their profits since its launch by, I think, 10% was the quote that I saw. So they're selling like hotcakes. It surpassed their own expectations. I think they knew they would do well because they saw the success Lamborghini had with the Urus. And so Ferrari had to follow suit. And yeah, it's just too long of a waiting list. And I won't get one in time for this. But what do you guys think about the Portofino? Do you like the way it looks? Ferraris always look pretty cool. And yeah, the all-wheel drive really helps with obviously winter driving. It's a practical performance SUV, I think. The Lamborghini Urus is not on my list. I think it's been overdone. There's too many YouTube channels with YouTubers that have the Urus. It's a bit too flashy, perhaps, for me as well. Lamborghini are known to be very like in-your-face kind of designs. Very cool looking, awesome engines, all that good stuff. Part of the Porsche, Audi, Volkswagen group. So they share a lot of components with the Cayenne as well. But yeah, I prefer the Cayenne over the Urus in that aspect. So the next one. So the fourth choice would be 2024 Aston Martin DBX, the V8 engine. I know there's a 707 edition. That's a bit too high performance for me. Like I said, once you've ridden in a 911 Turbo S, this new 992 generation, everything else feels super slow. So to me, that level of acceleration isn't needed anymore. I had my fix with this one, and we don't have the roads for that anyways in the province of Quebec where I live here in Canada. Our roads are an absolute disaster, and anyways on the roads I'm like a grandfather. I'm at like cruise control speeds, follow the limits, and that's it. When I need to have my fix of speed, I go to the track and that's it. But on the roads, I follow the law. I obey whatever is out there, and I never do some crazy things. My safety and health, and for others as well, is very important. Anyways, I digress. So it would be the regular DBX V8 engine. It's still a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 pushing out 542 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. They quoted a 0 to 100 kilometers an hour or 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds, more or less. So still pretty quick. I think the look of that one too is kind of the gentleman version of SUVs in the high-end luxury market. So I really, really like the design language, especially on the exterior. I think for the interior, Aston Martin still has a bit to do as far as technology is concerned. I remember also detailing a customer's Vanquish this summer. You guys probably saw the video on my channel, by the way. So great looks outside, but on the inside, you're kind of left wanting more. I think Porsche, BMW, Audi, and Mercedes do a better job, especially for tech, the overall refinement on the interior and all that kind of stuff. But that Aston Martin Vantage that I detailed had a Mercedes AMG engine in it. So I'm guessing it's the same thing with the DBX V8. It's probably a Mercedes engine. But again, what do you guys think? Let me know. So choice number 5, 2024 BMW M5. So we're still in prototype, I think, mode. There's some spy shots that are out there, but nothing has been fully confirmed at the moment I'm filming this video. But they're expecting a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8 with an auxiliary electric motor. So a lot of companies or car makers are going that way now because eventually it's pretty much going to be all electric. God, I love gasoline engines so much. I mean, the sound for me, the neural experience is so important. And I don't know, there's a vibe you get with hearing the engines. I really like that. When I was young, what got me into cars was the V8 rumbles and the high performance vehicles and the V12s, the V10s too at one point with the Ferrari, the Lexus LFA, if you guys remember that one, the V10 R8. I just like big displacement, high cylinder engines. And so, yeah, so they're expecting 735 horsepower and 735 pound-feet of torque from the few articles that I read, more or less. 0 to 100 times or 0 to 60 times, we don't know yet. It looks cool. I know I really enjoyed my experience with my BMW M550i. And so naturally going into an M5 would be cool. Not too sure about the new design language of BMW, those oversized kidney grills. If you see what they did with the new Gen M3, they call it the pig nose. My friend Matt Mormon from Obsessed Garage had one M3, and there's not much you can do with that front end. You either like it or you don't. It takes time for a lot of people to get used to the new design languages when BMW come out with new models, so we'll see. I still think they're great vehicles, bang for buck performance-wise. They're absolute beasts, so that would be a cool monster to have. And yeah, I really like the, for me, of course, obviously detailing vehicles. Detailing is still my #1 passion in life, and I like the paint quality, and BMW is up there with Porsche. Audi too has some great paints, Mercedes too. So pretty much all of the German luxury brands have top quality paintworks. Number 6 on the list would be the 2024 Mercedes-AMG E63S, another dying breed, because eventually everything will turn electric. They used to have those handcrafted V8 twin turbo German engines, right? But in this case, they're talking about a 3-liter hybrid inline-6 assisted by an electric motor that should push anywhere from 700 horsepower-ish with 880 pounds-feet of torque. So a beast from a 3-liter inline-6. That's crazy. It would give it a performance or a 0 to 100 kilometers an hour or 0 to 60 miles per hour time in the roughly 3.1 to 3.2 seconds. That's what they're expecting, because again, we only have spy shots for now. Nothing has been officially confirmed. But if it's anything like previous generations of E63Ss, those are absolute beasts. You get a good blend of the ride comfort, you get the crazy performance, you get the sound. I'm not sure how that inline-6 will sound though compared to the handcrafted V8 twin turbo engines that we've been used to, that are absolutely amazing. They're true beasts. Over at Mercedes, they know how to make V8 engines sound absolutely crazy. They've had so much success in the past decade in F1 racing. A lot of that technology trickles down in later years to the automotive world for the average consumer to get into their Mercedes vehicles. So I'm looking forward to that one. What do you guys think about the E63S AMG? And last but not least, in 7th position, we have the 2024 Audi RS6 Avant Performance. So it's the wagon or station wagon look with the crazy performance. So that one has 621 horsepower and 627 pounds-feet of torque from a 4-liter twin turbo V8. Pretty much everybody uses that 4-liter twin turbo V8 formula, right? It seems in the German world. And so 0 to 100 kilometers per hour or 0 to 60 miles per hour time, roughly in the 3.4 seconds. So all the choices, guys, are high performance. They have luxury, they have comfort, they have very good design language, both inside and out. So yeah, what do you guys think? Is there one that stands out to you? What colors also would you like to see on the channel? So is there something that would look crazy that you guys would like to see? Also, is there, let me know, by the way, in the comment section, which one of the 7 do you think I should get for a new vehicle? Because you guys are going to be seeing that car a lot on the channel, don't forget. So I also want to have your input. My audience is very important to me. By the way, in 2024, if everything goes as planned, we should surpass the 1 million subscribers mark, solidifying my channel. It's still now in the top 3 detailing channels in the world, but that will further solidify it. It will have taken roughly 8 years to get to that point. So a lot of hard work, dedication. We're probably going to have surpassed 130 million views in total at that point as well. So it's going to be a crazy year of celebration in 2024. New vehicle, crossed the 1 million subscriber mark on the channel. We're going to get the gold plaque from YouTube for that, right? The gold play button, they call that. And that's all thanks to you guys. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, give me some input. Which one of the 7 choices would you like to see? So again, I remind you, 2024 Mercedes-AMG G63, the G-Wagon, 2024 Porsche Cayenne Coupe in S form, 2024 Ferrari Portofino, that one we have to eliminate because we know there's 2 to 3 years of waiting on the wait list, so forget about that one actually. 2024 Aston Martin DBX V8. We have the 2024 BMW M5 assuming it will be released on time for when I need my vehicle in the spring of 2024. Next, the 2024 Mercedes AMG E63S, again, assuming that the new version will be released on time for me to get the new vehicle, or the 2024 Audi RS6 Avant Performance, so the wagon version with the crazy engine in there. So yeah, which one would you guys get? What would you want to see on the channel? And also, is there a vehicle that is not on my list that maybe it didn't cross my mind that I should absolutely look into? Again, the criteria: performance, comfort, luxury, and good styling, both inside and out. You guys know through the list that I gave you, kind of gives you a hint or a clue to what I'm looking at. And it can be a vehicle, it can be a SUV, it doesn't really matter. I'm open to pretty much everything. I think it's going to be exciting regardless. And also, it's going to be interesting to see what paint protection I select for that vehicle. I've heard through the grapevine, there's a few brands working on some crazy new technology. I don't know if it's going to be a revolution, an evolution, what kind of protection even it is. I'm just at the beginning of digging or trying to get some information for what that protection might be. So stay tuned. You're going to see, of course, as soon as I take delivery, I'm going to immediately go ahead and start detailing it and protecting it, because I want to clean, enhance, and protect all the surfaces, both inside and out. So there's going to be a lot of cool videos to follow. So yeah, just let me know, guys, through the comments. Again, which one would you like to see me get? And let me know why, by the way. I think it's important not only to say what type of vehicle, but why you think it would be cool. And yeah, if you have a vehicle that you're planning on getting in the next year, let me know. I also like to know what you guys like, what you guys want to buy, what your dream car is. Don't forget, there's no such thing as a bad vehicle, regardless of how old you are or how much income you make. That shouldn't matter. All cars are cool. We all started someplace. I know I started with a very small vehicle when I was young. I was 16. My parents got me a Toyota Tercel back in the days when I graduated high school. So, and I was so happy to have that car. So for me, it doesn't really matter the price of the vehicle, where you're at in life, whatever is good for you, whatever makes you smile and what makes you happy. I think we all know that our vehicles are our pride and joys, and that's why we enjoy detailing them, to keep them in top condition. So if you're getting or planning to get a new car in 2024, let me know what model, what car, what brand, what color, all that kind of stuff. So guys, thanks for being there. Thanks for watching. And in the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you on the next one.